It just gets more and more fascinating this weekend. Just when you think it's all going according to plan, plans change very quickly. Kolkata putting the runs on the board, and we just said academically, what if it was possible that they could keep the opposition under 112? What if the opposition could get there with 37 balls to spare? Strange things, but one of those two possibilities is alive and kicking. 74 for 5, which is an improvement what they were about 20 minutes ago, thanks to Josh Buttler, 29 of 18, and the man who nobody can really figure out how to get out, Rahul Tewatia, after his 3 for 25, once again showing that he's the go-to man for the men in pink. But at 74 for 5, 192, Joy, seems far away, but 112 still seems a possibility for the men in purple.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think 112 is pretty close, but even 112 won't really seal it for Kolkata. If it to say about 140, 150, every run over 112 will hurt Kolkata. But that's what it seems to be. It's now Rajasthan look far more like they can play spoilers in this tournament rather than actually having a chance to qualify. Look, you can't count that out with Buttler on the crease, but yeah, it's now tempting fate to say that they need to get about 12 points something and over to get there. It's tough now.
But interesting, if you saw the approach and the very start, he threw the ball to Pat Cummins, we were thinking maybe pace off the ball. Morgan thought differently. 6, 4, 4. And then you thought, here they go. Are they going to finish this off in 15 overs? And then came wicket after wicket. And you could see it was a price they paid for going maybe a little too hard.
Yeah, it was a high-risk strategy, but it worked out. I think they also gambled on the fact that Rajasthan will go for it. They're going to try and make that within those 14 overs. And I think that's what they counted on. So they went very hard. They got the wickets. But I really, really admire the way Kolkata held its nerve under those circumstances. And I think the way Pat Cummins bowled under the circumstances, Mavi came in, bowled very well. But really, this was about Pat Cummins' resurrection and that catch. That catch from, a guy who's just got a golden duck, changed as was a captain, is now removed as captain, whatever the circumstances are. That was superb, absolutely superb from him.
And you have to say that I remember early on in the season, just by the way, I had to tell people that this is going to be a 15-minute edition of Cricbuzz Comm Box, because Joy and I have decided that we're going to stay here and keep chatting until the remaining 5 wickets fall. And Joy, guess what? We've just taken the first of them. They're only 4. That's fine.
Yeah, who have you got?
Buttler.
Oh, if you've got Buttler, then you've been doing absolutely brilliantly. That's exactly what Kolkata need under the circumstances. You're doing well for them then. Absolutely fabulous.
And it was, I was just about to say that they brought Varun Chakravarti on. That is perhaps the strategy they could have used early on against Stokes. They didn't need to. And he's delivered for them yet again. The mystery spin, 1 stroke too many from Josh Buttler, at least. To give them credit, they consistently continued to go for it, because we had a feeling that after a point, you could just shut shop and say, listen, we're not going through, we're not letting them go through either. Let's get to 130, 140. But they are still going for it.
Absolutely. They're not doing anyone favors. They're neutral as far as they're concerned. They'll try their best to win the match. They'll end where they end. And I think that's the only way Rajasthan plays their cricket, hard but fair. And it'll be fascinating to see where they finally end up.
As I said, I was starting to make the point about Pat Cummins. I remember early in the season, we were almost making light of the fact that 15.3 crores it was. And his first game, he went 3 overs for 49, which roughly was equivalent to that many multiplied by 3 overs. And then, of course, he resurrected himself. But today's 4 wickets, if they end up taking Kolkata into the playoffs, they'll forget all that and every penny will be worth it.
Absolutely. And this is what it is. Big players deliver when the odds are on. Owen Morgan delivered when they really needed him. Pat Cummins delivered when his captain threw him the ball and said, bowl as fast as you have to. Get me wickets. I don't care how many you go for, get me wickets. And it's been superb. I've really enjoyed this cricket, not just because of what's happening on the ground, but because of the way both teams have played it. They played it hard. They both tried to go for wins. And I think that's the kind of cricket we love watching.
And I think one more point we must make in favor of the Kolkata bowlers, and this is not to try and take another wicket during Comm Box, is the dew factor. At the halfway point, we mentioned that if there's something that goes against Kolkata, it'll be the trouble with gripping the ball for someone like a Chakravarti. Even a quicker bowler, not going to find it easy. Sean Pollock mentioned that. But to their credit, they've held their nerve and they've kept the ball dry.
Absolutely, and that would have taken a lot of work. That would have taken a lot of work, especially because the ball has travelled a bit as well. There were a lot of fours and sixes in the beginning, which means the ball was exposed to a lot of dew, and still they managed to retain some amount of shape in the ball, some amount it's not got bloated up by the water. It's amazing. I think they've done an excellent job.
Well, there you have it. That's just one wicket in this particular session, but it was two boys from Kolkata who now live in Gurgaon and a Chakravarti who's not actually a Bengali who conspired to get that one wicket. What will happen the rest of the innings? We'll talk about at the end. My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.